How important do you think identity is? Dewald, what do you say?
Extremely important, Jonathan. It forms the basis of our most fundamental need.
And yet there are so many people who don't know or understand who they really are.
Yes, and that's because they have never been told by dad or mom who they really are.
And that's why there are so many people living a segregated self instead of an integrated self.
That's correct. Let us look at what identity confusion is and how to live integrated self.
I will give you an overview about the pillar of identity. What are you in for? A father should understand and live the tale of two different identities. The primary identity and the secondary identity. A father should filter the past, choose the right family values, and select the family friends with the right DNA. The father should help the children to make right choices in life.
I remember when I was in my final year of school, I had the opportunity, or I took the challenge to speak to the assembly on that one Monday morning. And I remember so clearly what I spoke on that day, and that was, your choices determines your future. And I've been at the right and at the wrong side of that choices, because choices are the most important decisions that we can take, that will take us to who we were meant to be and who God created us to be.
And the father should avoid identity confusion and finally guide the family mission.
So our identity consists of various dimensions: social, emotional, physical, intellectual, environmental, and at the core of it is spiritual, because we are spiritual beings. So we need to choose who we want to be in all of these dimensions. But when we say we need to choose who we want to be, we need to ask, who did God made us to be? And so if we choose who we want to be in these dimensions, it needs to be according to the divine design that God has created us with.
We as fathers need to prepare our kids and teenagers this way to become trendsetter, to step out of wrong cultural behavior and to change the culture. I give you an example of my life. The biggest identity clash with culture in my whole life was 3 years ago. My wife was pregnant in the 3rd month. At the scan with the doctor said the baby is disabled, very disabled, and will die while pregnancy or after pregnancy. The best case scenario would be trisomy, so Down syndrome. And she called the other doctor in the room, a specialist, and they both said, no, we must go for abortion. Nowadays, we don't keep something like this. We said, we don't want to kill our baby. They even didn't listen. They started filling in the papers for abortion on behalf of us. It was like a nightmare. They didn't stop writing. The baby was not worth to live in their eyes. They only stopped writing when my wife told them the gospel. That was actually the great thing of this woman. Then they realized this couple is not an easy case. When we left the doctor's room, they even then spoke words out like poison, and these words, they stick in our mind. And you think after a while, maybe they are right, maybe the specialists are right, maybe we are wrong. In the evening I went for a bike ride, and bike rides are great to speak with the Lord. I asked the Lord, are you really sure? Is it us? Are we the right people, the right parents for that baby? Are we strong enough? Or did you maybe made a mistake, Lord? But there was no answer, no reply. After a while I had the feeling I must speak it out and put it in words. Challenge accepted. And the moment I spoke that words, there was a massive rainbow. But not a bow, it was vertical. from top to down. I don't often cry, but at this moment I had to stop, and it was so obviously that it is not in our hand, but in God's hand. And however the situation will be, God will help us through. Our daughter, Talita, she is now 3 years old and 100% healthy. We don't know why God made that miracle and why we could experience that miracle. But she's healthy. And with 3 years old, she's challenging us as much as a 3-year-old can.
Choices is one thing, but implementation is another. Because if we just have great choices written down, or in our minds that we have decided that this is the choices that I want to make or I want to live by, then action is the key to results. So we need to put action to our choices.